Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paige Campbell Show, episode 28?
Yeah.
It's 28, isn't it? It's good to be here.
I'm
excited. This is a spur-of-the-moment pod. I'm doing a show in a couple, 2 hours. And Noah came over. I told Noah to come over way too early. So we're gonna rub out a pod here. We're gonna do a pod.
It's worth it.
Of course, my left-hand man, Noah Clarke.
Hey.
Thanks for being here. Under circumstances.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
I'm trying to think under wrong circumstances. I mean,
Feels right to me.
Does it? Well, if it feels right, if it's light, it's right.
Yeah.
To quote the great Afternoon Delight
Oh, yeah.
song.
When it's right, it's right.
My motto's always been, when it's light, it's right.
It's true.
That's what he says.
It's a good motto.
Because it's afternoon.
It's a good motto.
It's not nighttime. What have you been up to, man?
Not much.
Yeah.
I had orientation recently.
Oh, yeah? You're going to VCU, of course.
Yep.
Virginia Commonwealth.
Commonwealth.
Yeah. It is the Commonwealth.
University.
And that's in Richmond?
Yeah.
All right.
Right in the heart.
Tell me about that.
It was interesting. Because, I don't know. I guess you're supposed to be getting sort of the college experience, but it was really rigid. Like, they had a pretty rigid schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And it was overnight. It was a one-night thing. You get there at 9:30 the first day in the morning and do a bunch of
it was a multiple day type thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
They did a bunch of sessions and discussions, and then there was icebreakers to meet other classmates or something.
Oh, those are the worst type of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, it was weird.
All right, we're gonna go around, say your name, and say two things about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. And then,
Oh man.
And then they gave us free time, which was delayed for some reason, and
How can free time be delayed?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. They just kept us in a room and then told us we had free time after that, and then it was overnight. We stayed in dorms.
Okay, that's cool.
And then we had to get up at 6.
That's not cool.
And then register for classes and stuff. It was weird. It was odd, but
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been one day. Pretty straightforward thing, but it wasn't. It was sort of drawn out.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of thing, I guess you need to know a lot, I guess. Yeah.
I didn't learn anything.
You're going to live there for presumably 4 years.
That's true.
Not necessarily. You might transfer or whatever.
That's
but
true.
Presumably.
Yeah.
4 years. I guess it's nice to get the whole rigmarole.
Yeah.
It's nice to understand what's happening.
So that was my life last week. I haven't
That's
really
cool.
done anything else other than that, to be honest.
You were telling me you've been home alone a little bit?
Yeah, my siblings are out of town.
That's exciting. So your parents are still there?
Yeah, they are.
But siblings are out of town.
Living at home.
It's exciting. What's the single child life like?
It's great. It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, my brother's around a little bit. He works a lot, but I hope my sister is in Mexico right
Yeah.
now. So we've been just kind of chilling. Been playing a lot of Fallout 3.
Yeah, it's true.
Working toward that plat, that sweet plat.
It's gonna take some time.
Yeah, it's one of these things. It's not a very hard platinum. It's just a very, very time-consuming platinum.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my life's meaningless.
That's fine.
So, why not spend it, hacking computers and shooting some super mutants?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Using those VATs.
I've been there.
Do you remember what VAT stands for?
No, actually.
I don't either.
It's viewing action time something.
Sequence, maybe.
Seems like.
It's not
That
something.
makes sense.
No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've been kind of just
Yeah.
hanging out. I went to a petting zoo in Lexington. And that was fun. I'm a big fan of petting zoos.
Yeah.
Big fan of animals. It's weird. I was thinking about this. It's kind of, can you really say you like zoos? Because I mean, I do like zoos, but it's hard to actually say that. Because it's okay, I like zoos. Why do you like zoos? Well, I like animals. It's well, if you like animals, you don't like zoos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
You know
That's
what I mean?
fair.
Because zoos are
zoos are weird.
You think the animals like being in cages? Especially a petting zoo, because it's you think a zebra likes just people coming, kids with grimy hands coming up and being touched constantly.
Interactive zoos are okay, I guess, because you're treating the animals to something, like whether you're feeding them from a bucket or
those animals are so overfed
or petting them or something. I'm sure they enjoy something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then the zoos where you just walk around and look at them, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, the one I went to was both because they had a portion where they had like tigers and snakes and cheetahs, the type of thing you can't pet.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're giving them a ton of food, you can't pet a cheetah. It's not gonna happen. So they had those, and those were fun to look at. But then they also had it was a petting zoo like type thing where you could feed them, and so you could walk through and you could buy food, or you could just drive through. Actually, you could drive through, and the animals would come up, and those animals are like they have it down like clockwork. They would come up and just like, oh, you don't have food, and they just like they wouldn't even let you touch them if you didn't have food. They just like bolt. So like they have it done like, and there's like a billion at the front and like a few cherry pickers at the end, like waiting.
Their inmates is pretty much all they are.
Yeah.
Animal inmates.
Inmates for sure. Except like a petting zoo is weird. Like you don't have like a real prison. You don't have people come in and like feed you and pet you. But
they should adapt prisons to be like that. Maybe they'll do that in the future.
Yeah. I always wanted to write a story where like there's an alien prison. Or like there's an alien zoo, and they have humans in cages. Like so like the opening, if it's like a movie, the opening of the movie is like this guy's in his house, just like watching TV. You know? And then he hears like huge like booms, and he like goes out, and he's in a huge cage, and it's like a town, it's like a neighborhood, but it's like, you know how they have like faux jungles and stuff? It's like that type of thing, and there are just like aliens like tapping on the glass. Like, come on, do something. You know, why are you just laying around?
Well, it kind of sounds like something that could be like some dystopian future where like crime is uncommon.
Yeah.
So the criminals are like you view them like at a zoo or something. Like they have criminals locked up. It's like, wow, he did what now? It's crazy.
I just kind of like the idea of like, it's like, okay, here's the African American section. It's like here's the whites section. It's like, oh mom, I want to see some Asians. It's like, and then they have like an adoption section where you can get like humans that aren't they're like bred for like they're like house bred humans,
domestic.
You know? Yeah, domestic humans.
No,
and you have like a tiny little house in your backyard for them. I love the idea of that.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But yeah, I mean, other than going to the zoo, I haven't been doing much. Just kind of laying around.
We explored I explored Verona a little bit earlier.
Tell me about that.
Verona, as you know, is a nearby area of town, I guess you could say. And
like what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
Yeah, probably from here. It's pretty close to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. You live like 20 minutes away from me.
There's like some campgrounds around it that are pretty cool. There's waterfalls. We went to some place where there's like a waterfall and like a river and a bunch of rabbits. There's just rabbits roaming.
That's awesome. There's a lot of rabbits in my neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah, like we see them all the time. Percy
I
chases
see
them.
like a couple wild rabbits, but they were just like spotted ones. I always see like brown ones.
Okay. Yeah.
There was like black and white and spotted ones just roaming around. They were fat.
Yeah. Did you see Elmer Fudd?
No.
Hunting rabbits.
I don't know. Is it wabbit season yet?
I guess. I see him a lot.
Yeah.
But summer doesn't seem like the season for anything.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
except for...
Spring seems like the season when everything's running around and mating and stuff.
Yeah.
That's mating season.
It's mating season.
You know? Love is in the air.
And then I found a like an outdoor theater.
Okay.
That was just out in the woods.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was
I love,
sort
like,
of
huge like kind of theater type things that are in the woods.
It was cool, yeah.
Like at the Waynesboro Park, Ridgey View Park.
Yeah,
they have, like,
yeah.
a big just theater, and it doesn't get used for anything, but it's awesome. It's like
I've been there, but it's like this thing. It was like a stage, and there was set pieces, and then just like a bunch of chairs.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had like bathrooms and like a little area for cast and crew members, I guess, for whenever they do shows, and apparently they do shows.
Oh, really?
And I guess it's like
that's cool, like Wiccan and Druid
type
festivals.
They might
be a big pentagram on the floor.
Looks like it could have been one of those types of places, but
yeah, I mean, if it's in the middle of the forest,
it was pretty rad.
You know, it's weird. Speaking of like Satanists, like Wiccans.
What's weird?
Like, I mean, like Wiccans do magic, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, they're witches, right?
Yeah.
But I guess I heard that like a Satanist is always someone that like worships Satan, right? Like everyone
Yeah.
makes jokes about Satanists and stuff. But apparently, like even though there are people that worship Satan, like the religion Satanism isn't about worshiping Satan.
Yeah, it's like
Which is odd.
I think they do the whole Satan getup to be kind of satirical.
Yeah.
And really it's just like a philosophy about expressing yourself.
Yeah,
And sort
and
of
I've
living
heard
for yourself.
They're all about like being very close to nature and taking care of the earth.
Yeah.
And stuff like they're close to like I guess like druids, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
But like they don't worship Satan, which is weird because it's like why do you call yourself Satanist?
Yeah, they have like a church and everything.
Yeah. It's funny, worshiping Satan is one of these things where it's like everyone views it as like this like dark evil thing. And I guess if you're actually worshiping Satan it is.
Yeah.
But it's like on paper it's like this dark evil thing, and then in reality it's always like skinny white dudes who like have no friends.
Yeah.
Like in their mom's
Pretty
basement.
much, yeah.
Like, oh,
Listen
look,
to
I can.
heavy metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's never as like cool as they make it out
Yeah,
to be,
yeah.
you know. In reality, worshiping Satan, man.
Let's do it.
All right. Pentagrams are fun, I guess.
Yeah.
There's this thing I was looking at recently. I'm a big fan of conspiracy theories. You know.
Oh yeah.
There's this guy I discovered. This podcast I like called Tell Him Steve Dave. They interviewed him, right? And his name's Sarge L18. Have you ever heard of him?
It sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
He's weird. He says his name stands for like Sergeant of Light, and then the 18 meant something too. I think his real name's like Brian Williams or something. But he calls himself Sarge L18. He lives in New Jersey. And he talks about how there are vortexes in New Jersey. And he like tells all these stories about like how all these demons and stuff come out of the vortexes, demons and like aliens and stuff. And like he gets pictures of them, and all the pictures are super like crappy. They're just like really grainy.
Yeah.
And like on eBay, he was selling like a VHS tape of like an alien encounter for $10 million.
Oh my gosh.
And no one bought it, I don't think. But it like he was like, this is actual footage, and it's worth this much. No, go ahead.
That's crazy. Did you hear that there was a couple like months ago in Florida that was trying to sell tickets to heaven for like millions of dollars or something? Yeah.
Florida's like kind of has a reputation for being like the weird like spiritual
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Like a lot of weird like almost cultish like, Christianity.
Yeah.
But not just Christianity, just weird people in general. You know what I mean? Like all of the craziest crimes are committed in Florida.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much deep south, deep southeast, the deepest southeast.
But I always hear these stories of like the craziest stories, like just like craziest crimes happen.
Yeah,
in
all the
Florida.
weirdest crimes.
Like
yeah.
I always hear like, oh, dude uses cocaine as lube to bang alligator.
Yeah.
And it's like, why did you do that? Like, is it the heat? Like is
It's the
heat stroke
humidity.
problem?
It's
like,
getting
what's
to their
wrong with
heads.
you?
I
You know
would
what I mean?
I would probably think that's
Yeah.
half
Like,
of it.
Guy replaces stick shift on car with heroin syringe and crashes into wall. Why'd you do that? You know,
It's not worth it.
it doesn't make any sense. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, back to J Sarge. So he talks about these vortexes. He says when he's 5 or 6, these aliens abducted him and told him all the secrets of the universe.
Oh, I think I have heard of this guy.
He's a crazy guy, and he doesn't do much press because he says that every time he's about to get like a contract to have a TV show, they strike him down because certain people don't want this information to get out. So he's been on TV like once. Like he
That's
doesn't do
crazy.
much press.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, so he says he's kidnapped at the age of 6, right? And they tell him all the secrets of the universe. And then they wipe his memory and tell him when he's like 36 that he'll remember all of this. And so he says he's watching an NFL game. I guess he's like 36. He's watching this NFL game just one day, and he goes to his fridge to get a beer. And he starts just having like a seizure, and like all of the information just rushes back into his head. And so he goes back into the woods where the vortexes are supposed to be, and he looks for like 2 years, and finally he finds the vortexes. And now he like knows where the vortexes are, and he takes pictures and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he says like people go without him, and he's like, you can't see it without me. He's like, the
What?
vortex is only open for me.
My
He's like,
gosh.
I'll take you out if you want, but you can't see it without me.
That's funny.
But he had this theory going back to Satanism. This is how I'm tying this whole thing. Going back to worshiping the devil and J. Sarge. I'm tying this together. J. Sarge has this theory of how witches rule the earth. Witches control everything, apparently. If you look at like a
They're the 1%.
what?
The witches are the 1%.
They're the 1%. They're if you look at like a satellite image over over Washington D.C., there's like the White House and like all the significant buildings.
Yeah.
And if you draw lines, they form a pentagram.
Yeah.
So, and then in the
I've
middle of
heard
the
that.
pentagram, there's like an upside down cross.
Well, apparently, DC is actually one of, I don't know if it's one of the only or one of the first cities that was laid out in a specific format by the people who like built the city. And it's true that it actually is like in a shape of something, but I think
Oh
it's,
no, I saw the pictures and it is pretty like scary. But
I don't know if it's a pentagram or like a Masonic symbol or something, but they say like the early, like the forefathers and stuff who were in charge of laying it out, surveying it, built it in a certain shape.
Yeah, I mean, there might be something to it.
Maybe.
Witches rule.
They might have been witches.
Yeah, witches control everything. They control the money. They control the media. Witches sound a lot like Jews.
Witches,
You know what I mean?
they are Jews.
Witches are Jewish.
Witches by Scott Snyder.
Oh man,
I'm eager to read that.
very good
whenever.
book. I
can.
actually haven't finished it, but
Really?
yeah, very good. I recommend it highly.
Blair Witch. Have you seen that?
I actually haven't. It's the one that's like a shaky camera type thing.
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, I
Found
actually haven't
footage.
seen it.
It's a pretty great movie.
Witches are interesting.
It's
you know,
it's a weird thing, yeah.
kind of an underrated type monster.
When you think about it, yeah, I would agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of witches in pop culture these days. It's all vampires and zombies.
Yeah. Interesting. Witchcraft it's scary. It's one of the scariest things in my opinion.
Yeah, kind
Just
of.
because it's like almost like so real. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
well, I honestly thought
like you can tap
that-
into like these forces, which are crazy.
Yeah, I honestly thought Blair Witch was scary. A lot of people give it crap for not being that great, but
Yeah.
it'll get to you if you
I need
think
to
about
watch
it.
it. I like horror,
Yeah.
so. But yeah, witches I think are underused. You know what's underused? Mermaids, man.
Mermaids, yeah.
Scott Snyder, because Scott Snyder writes Batman, and his Batman stuff is very good, and his superhero stuff's very good, but his horror stuff's really good.
Yeah.
He wrote a story called The Wake, and it's about mermaids, right?
Mhm.
Because mermaids in our culture are kind of like this thing that are like, oh, they're nice creatures like the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
But dude, mermaids are like when they were created,
Yeah, like folklore.
They were created to be horror creatures.
Yeah.
So like they're succubuses. They would
Yeah,
like
yeah.
seduce you and then drag you underwater and eat you.
The
So
like
yeah, I
in the
recommend The
Greek
Wake as
mythology
well.
and stuff. That's
from
cool.
Scott Snyder.
That's cool.
The Wake and Witches.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, and his American Vampire stuff.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah, Skinner Sweet. I wanna go back to last week. Last week we were talking about fairy tales,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the Disney movies,
Yeah.
and then you look at the actual story, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about that, and it's interesting, but we didn't have many examples,
Right.
And then after the show, we looked up some examples.
Have some more examples. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to follow up on that. What were some
Let's
of
do
the
it.
examples that we found?
Well, good segue because mermaids, the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
The original Little Mermaid story, she, if I remember correctly, so like the Disney movie, she wishes to have legs,
Yeah.
and there's a Ursula type creature, like a big sea monster / octopus thing, witch, I guess.
I want to say the little
Sea witch.
Sea witch. Ursula's weird.
Yeah.
She's an octopus woman.
Yeah.
But going back, The Little Mermaid makes a very poignant statement about actual relationships.
Yeah.
Because if you want true love, you gotta compromise. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
You gotta be able to. It's like you can't have your fish tail anymore.
Pretty much.
You gotta compromise. Compromise is a sad reality.
But so, like the Disney movie, she asks for legs,
Right.
and the sea witch will grant her legs
Mm-hmm.
with on the condition that she loses her voice. But in the original, not only does she lose her voice, but she her feet will always bleed or something like that,
Yeah, it's
or
like-
she'll feel like she's walking on razor blades.
I think it was both. Like she feels the actual like razor blade pain on
Yeah.
her feet, but her feet literally
and they're just always
bleed, too.
bleeding.
Like that's awful.
And then So she gets the legs and washes up on shore or something. I think she like met the guy as a mermaid and fell in love.
Right,
and
that's
then,
what happens in the Disney movie, at least.
And then when she becomes a human, in the Disney movie, they get together.
Right.
And I guess she eventually gets her voice back and whatever. In the original story, she wakes up on the shore and finds out he's married another girl, and she kills herself by just drowning in the ocean.
Really? Wow.
So there's one. There's one example. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then I think we were looking at, was it Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah.
In Sleeping Beauty, what's the exact story of Sleeping Beauty? Because I get it confused with Snow White.
Oh,
Snow
I
White
do
has,
the
like,
same, yeah.
The same story. But yeah, Sleeping Beauty, she's... Oh, it's like, okay, so it's like her dad... Like, it says if she ever, like, pricks herself, like, she, like, pricks her
Snow
finger.
White has the apple.
Snow White has the
get-
apple.
yeah.
It's a poison apple. But it's like, in Sleeping Beauty, if she ever pricks herself, like, she'll fall asleep into an eternal sleep until her true love's kiss, right?
Yeah.
And so, the king, like, hides all the sharp stuff, but one day it inevitably happens,
Mhm.
right? And so, then in the Disney movie, the prince comes and kisses her,
Right.
and she,
It's
you
true
know,
love's
it's
kiss.
true love's kiss, and, you know, there it is.
She
They
awakens.
get married,
Yeah.
and they live happily ever after.
Awake.
Right? They live happily ever after, awake, right? So in the original, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not sure, but in the original, he just does her, like he just bangs her, right?
Pretty much.
And she's like asleep, like it's just like date rape, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like he just bangs her, and then does she have a kid? While
I think she gets pregnant and has like a kid or
while
twins
still
or something.
asleep, she
Yeah.
has twins, and then they become the new king and queen.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
pretty
kidding
great.
me?
It's pretty great.
Like that's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know of any other examples.
Yeah, there was. I think the original Rumpelstiltskin is pretty screwed up.
Right.
And then I wish I could remember what it was. There was another good one, but those were the two like.
The two that stood out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, it's awful.
It's good stuff.
I love.
It's good stuff.
Speaking of fairy tales, I love. We have this book called Politically Correct Bedtime Stories.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
They're a lot of fun because they're just like instead of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it'll be like pigment.
Oh yeah.
Pigmentally deficient woman and the 7 vertically challenged men, and it's like it's really funny. So I recommend that book. Go get it.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. All right, check it out. Yeah, very good. I like Check It Out.
It's a quality show.
I mean, I'm a big Tim and Eric fan.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything they do.
And I loved Dr. Steve Brule in Tim and Eric's awesome show. Great job.
Speaking of Tim and Eric, not Tim and Eric, but absolutely Productions. Have you
Okay.
seen The Birthday Boys?
No.
You're familiar with it though.
I think either you or Nick recommended it to me.
I just started watching it, and it's pretty funny. I think you'd enjoy it.
Really?
It's Bob Odenkirk,
I love Bob.
and then a comedy troupe called The Birthday Boys, I assume.
Okay.
And I think Bob Odenkirk is the producer, and he was in a lot of sketches. I only watched like the pilot and some other. I think more than I've seen like a couple episodes, but I watched the pilot all the way through, and then some bits and pieces. And it's pretty funny. It's offbeat. It's
Yeah.
good stuff. It's
I love
absurd.
like, alternative comedy. Yeah.
It's very absurd humor.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy it.
All right.
Recommend it.
I need to check it out.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Were there any news stories? I feel like there's been some good news stories to talk about.
The only thing I've heard lately is racism and gay pride.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all
I mean,
that's
gay
been in the
pride, gay marriage is now legal.
Yeah.
In all 50 states. I'm
the
proud of that. I like
Congress
that. Yeah. It was
Supreme
it was
Court
close actually. It was
decision,
a 5-4
whatever.
decision.
Really?
Yeah, with the Supreme Court, it was a 5-4 decision. But yeah, I think that's a great thing. You know, America's always been predicated upon having freedom. You know, freedom
Yeah.
to exercise whatever religion or
It's
lifestyle.
a tough situation because you can't. It's not something you can just like sort of avoid
Yeah.
with that foreground of freedom.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I just think, like it's not going to affect anyone's life.
It shouldn't.
You know? So, America's always been predicated upon having a lifestyle, if it doesn't affect other people, having the lifestyle that you choose.
yeah.
There you go. I like it. I'm a fan. Speaking of the gay pride, like rallies and stuff, because there was a lot of like celebrating and stuff after it got legalized. Apparently, CNN was like being retarded, and they like posted this picture, and it was like ISIS, spotted at Gay Pride Parade.
Oh yeah.
Did you see this?
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what it was.
Well, it
But
was a flag, and it looked like Arabic writing, and they just like posted it without thinking about it, like on CNN. But it wasn't Arabic writing. It was like I think it was supposed to look like an ISIS flag, but it was like a ton of like dildos and butt plugs.
oh my
and,
gosh,
like,
that's hilarious.
yeah, and like cock rings and stuff.
That's funny.
And like friggin' CNN just like posted it.
My
and
gosh.
It's like, you guys are idiots. Like, look at it for a second and you can tell it's not Arabic writing.
That's hilarious.
So that's pretty funny.
I was watching the news today,
Yeah.
and it was I think it was local news, and there was a ton of hilarious screw ups like that. Just like they were not having a good day
Yeah.
on the news today. There was like, you know they always have like technical difficulties.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
I
one
know, if you
one
actually
after the
watch-
other.
If you actually watch the local news, like, it's pretty abysmal, actually.
It's fun to watch
yeah,
when
you
it's
think
like
it's
that.
a pretty high value production, but it's
Yeah.
not.
They showed a story about like those two guys that escaped from prison. You heard about that, right?
I don't think I did.
That's a pretty big story.
Okay, I don't think I
We can
heard.
talk about that.
Well,
These
well,
two
tell
guys,
us- just recap the story.
two guys in New York. I think it was in New York prison, escaped and have been missing for like 3 weeks, and it's sort of like a Shawshank Redemption type thing.
Really?
They cut holes in like their wall or something, and they left dummies in their beds to make it look like they were asleep in there or something like that, and they crawled through and like escaped through like a sewage tank or something.
Wow.
And
dude.
they spent like 3 weeks in the woods of New York, and they were like 2 miles from Canada when they found them.
That's crazy. I mean, if they had gotten to Canada.
Yeah.
So just as a side note to the Canada reminded me of this, to the gay marriage being passed. It's funny, on Twitter a bunch of dumb people were like saying, "Oh, this country's bullcrap. I'm moving to Canada," you know? And gay marriage has been legal
Yeah.
in Canada since 2005.
Yeah.
So I just
That's
thought that was funny. Like, so like a ton, like thousands of people were
That
like,
is
"Oh,
pretty-
I'm moving to Canada."
That is pretty
It's
funny.
like, I think Saudi Arabia might be more up your alley, you know?
But anyways, they killed the one guy, and then I think they shot the other guy and have him in custody now.
Yeah.
There's two guys. But I don't even know what they did. I think it was just like they murdered somebody. And you'd think prison would be better. They spent 3 weeks in the woods, and when they showed the footage of how they escaped, it seemed pretty insane. Like,
I
how
mean,
did
the
you
thing
stay in
is,
prison?
how long had they been in there?
I don't know. I don't think it was very long.
Because I was gonna say, like, prison. Like, you say you think prison would be better, but I don't know.
That's true.
Like-
Prison is pretty horrendous.
Like,
but
well, there's jail and then there's prison.
yeah.
You know, and jail's like it would be hard, but it would be manageable, I think. But prison is like, don't drop the soap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know if they
look
were
at
on
someone
like
wrong.
I don't know if they were on like death row or not, so it probably was pretty off.
Yeah,
But-
well, that's the thing too. If they had life,
yeah,
you know, it's like, why not try to break out?
that's true.
Because I'm always like, okay, if you stole like a car or something and you have 20 years, like, it sucks, obviously, but just serve your 20
Yeah.
years. But if you have life, like, try to break out
Yeah.
constantly. You know what I mean?
Anyways,
It's like, oh god.
they showed the story,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that they started talking about some church. They were like, in other news, a local church has celebrated their 50th anniversary, and more on that story with Diane. And then as they cut to Diane or whatever, they re-showed footage from the prison break, and it just went on for like 3 minutes, not talking about this church that was celebrating their anniversary,
really?
talking about these guys that are like shot and killed in the woods
Yeah.
that escaped from prison or whatever on murder charges. And then it just cuts to the girl that was supposed to be reporting, and she's just awkwardly looking at the camera, and then she reads like a statement and goes, "All right, that's all the time we have." It was
That's
pretty
great.
great. It was pretty great.
I saw something like that. It was Tosh.0 did a web redemption for the guy, but it was really funny. It was like one of those home shopping networks, you know?
Oh yeah.
And it was like a 2 a.m. time slot.
Yeah.
So the guy's super tired, but like he's talking at like super avidly. He's talking about this camera, right? And they have a blown up picture to show like how good the like quality of the camera was.
Right.
And so he's not looking at the picture. He's just reading the teleprompter. And it's a picture. It's a huge picture of a butterfly. And he's like, "Look at this picture of a horse." And he's like, "Look at these teeth. Look at the mane." He's like, "It's a beautiful picture of a horse." He's like, "It's very, very pristine." And then he's like, "What?" He's like, "I'm getting word from my producer that it's actually a butterfly
classic.
that we're looking at."
It's classic.
It was really funny, and it's funny too because it's like he doesn't even believe in the product. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's just like, "Look how good this horse is," you know. I saw another one like that where like they showed like this guy said, I think it was Fox News, he said the F word like on air.
Oh yeah.
It was funny, like and like it wasn't even like he was angry, he just like said it, and it was like he had to apologize for it. He had to do like
that's funny
because it was funny, like the weather guy had just like had just like done the weather. And he was like, man, it takes a tough man to do the weather like that. He's like, keep effing doing it. And it's like, why'd you say that?
That's funny.
But yeah, he had to apologize for it.
There's a video of a Bill O'Reilly freak out that's really funny.
Really?
It's pretty famous. I've watched it several times.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Well, the freakouts are funny. Like, there was this one where, like, I think it was, like, this reporter, like, who lived in, like, California. He was, like, doing a story in, like, Arizona. And he was just, like, telling the story. And then he just like started like cursing and like screaming and like a bug got in his mouth.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't want to live in this backwater town anymore. He's
That's
like,
hilarious.
I don't want to be here anymore. It was funny.
It's great.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of flubbers.
There's pressure when you're on the news.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
lot of
live
pressure.
television seems more. I mean, I guess I do live type things, but not
Periscope.
live television. Well, Periscope, but I mean, I do stand up.
Right, yeah.
You know?
But yeah, it's not like broadcasting to a bunch of people.
That's true.
Yeah.
There was, I forget who it was. I think it like might have been Bill Maher. You know him?
Mm-hmm.
I think he did his last special as a live stream.
Oh really?
Instead of just like, because usually a special is you wear the same clothes, it's 2 nights, and then they edit it together. So
Yeah.
if you mess up a joke, it's just like we
Yeah.
can just edit around it. But like, yeah, I think he.
That's interesting.
It's
That's pretty
crazy.
cool.
Yeah, like a live stream of a special.
Like an hour?
Yeah, it's
That's
like
cool. That's
it
pretty
was like
cool.
his hour. But like once that live stream was over, that was a special. It was like
That's crazy.
Yeah, then they put it out as a DVD and stuff. It's crazy. Dude.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like a live. Man.
Yeah, you just gotta be spot on.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, if you mess up a joke, it's like it's over.
Of course, Dimitri Martin, I think his Comedy Central Presents and most of his specials. I don't know how long he did this, but I heard that the way he formats his shows is so that they can't really edit it.
Yeah,
For,
I've heard
like
this.
stuff. So like the timing and like doing different things with like the music and like the notepad and stuff. You can't just cut stuff with the notepad because then it won't make sense.
That's true. Well,
So-
like especially because like if I just did drawings, I do them sometimes. If I just did drawings, they probably could cut out with different camera angles like drawings.
Yeah.
But he does his like drawings in a way that it's like a narrative.
Yeah,
So it's like
exactly.
a part of the story gets cut out.
Yeah.
Like they either have to just cut out the drawings completely, which is like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. I think he especially did that in his Comedy Central Presents.
Oh yeah.
So like, because when it's like your first TV special, you definitely like want certain things to be in to get more opportunities. So like he made sure like
I think they cut like maybe 2 to 5 minutes
Yeah.
overall, and it was pretty much everything else just him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Zach Galifianakis did the same thing.
Yeah.
He like in the middle of every joke moved the water around because they had water on the stage for him, and he would just move it around. So if they edited it, the water would just be like moving.
It's pretty
while he's
smart.
talking.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
smart.
So that was funny. Yeah. I don't know. I love the like the flubbers on like live stuff, you know. But I also love when there's like a movie like not. I don't know what I'm trying. Like not necessarily even like a blooper, you know.
Yeah.
But like stuff that like you hear. About,
Oh yeah.
You hear about like something like the Indiana Jones, that guy with the sword in The Last Crusade. He was supposed to have like a big sword fight with him, but he had like diarrhea, so he just shot him. And it's like one of the most iconic,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like one of the most iconic scenes, you know. Harrison
That's
Ford
funny.
does it a lot because I think in the Carbonite scene when she says "I love you" and he says "I know," I think he was supposed to say "I love you too."
Oh,
but
that's
he just
funny.
said "I know," and it's so much better.
That's great,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like I love the improv stuff that they leave in.
Or like continuity errors or something like
Yeah.
that. I watched a horror movie recently called As Above, So Below or whatever.
I've heard of
Have you-
it. Yeah.
I liked it. It wasn't the greatest movie, but I enjoyed it. But there was like this pretty noticeable continuity error where like they're in these like the French catacombs or whatever under Paris,
Yeah.
you know, and they get to like some parts where there's water and they have to swim and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And after they swim, their clothes are dry, and it's pretty noticeable.
That's funny. It probably had a pretty low budget.
Yeah,
but still, like,
stuff like that.
even with a low budget, it's like just you wear wet clothes.
And I remember
that's not hard.
I watched another movie. It was at the drive-in, so I don't know if it was like the actual theatrical version or director's cut or what.
Yeah.
But I swear there was like 3 scenes where the boom was in the shot.
Really?
Yeah, it was
that's
insane.
bad. That's really bad
Yeah.
for like a Hollywood production.
It was
movie.
crazy.
There was an episode of Louie that had not a big one, but a little continuity error. It was funny. He was having like a serious discussion with like his girlfriend. I think it's like season 2 or something. He was having like a serious discussion with his girlfriend, and you know how they have the different camera angles. So he like went to like put his hand in like his head in his hand. He like did this, and like the camera angle changed, and so he went down, and then when it changed, he was like leaning back, and it looked weird because it was just like.
That's funny.
It was
That's funny.
it was not a good camera angle.
That's great.
It was funny, just a small one. Bo Burnham had a Vine that he did where he was like he had a Coke and he was like a toast, and he like put it out of frame. He's like to continuity errors, and he put it back and it was a Sprite.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. All right, man. Let's get into a topic.
All right.
We're 40 minutes in, but we can do a topic. You got a topic for us?
Yeah. So E3 was last month.
Right.
Pretty much by now.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a month ago.
Pretty
by now.
much July.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of movies coming out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So my topic, based on that, is how do you feel about remakes or reboots? Because it seems like that's a lot of what we're getting.
Yeah.
You know, the big movies this year, we've got
Yeah, I know.
Star Wars.
I was thinking about this. Like, everyone complains about, like, oh, it's just sequels and remakes. And then, like, people get mad about that, but it's true. Because I was looking at what everyone's excited about. We got Jurassic World. There's, like, a Ghostbusters that everyone's talking about.
Ghostbusters.
Star Wars. I mean, the Avengers Age of Ultron was a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Terminator,
exactly. And just more Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's its own thing, but it's also another Marvel movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a few, like, original things here and there, but those are usually, like, not what everybody's talking about, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that, unfortunately, business and art have to work together, unfortunately, because sequels and remakes, you can give them crap all you want, but they're what make money.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about all the sequels and remakes coming out this year, and this has been one of the biggest years for the box office ever. Jurassic World has made $500 million quicker than any other movie ever. This has been the biggest box office since, I think, 2012.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, like, you can complain about it all you want, but that's what makes money, you know? And it's unfortunate, and it's always been that way. Like, back in the day when, like, Van Gogh, right? Like, Van Gogh would paint stuff by himself, but what's most famous is a commission that he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Mona Lisa is just a commission he did for some rich lady. She wanted her portrait painted. You know what I mean? So he did a bunch of other stuff. Mona Lisa is
Da Vinci.
It's Da Vinci. I said Van Gogh.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the guy that painted the roof of the church. You know what I mean? Like,
Michelangelo,
business and art have always
it's true.
had to work together, and it's an unfortunate reality. But
and I mean, a lot of the video games we were getting are remakes or reboots, like Doom.
Yeah,
there's
Doom,
a new Mass Effect.
Uncharted 4. A lot of fours. Uncharted 4. Halo
Fallout,
5.
Halo.
Fallout 4. Another, more Mario, more Zelda,
Hardly any new like IPs this year.
Yeah.
You know.
Nintendo just did Splatoon, and I think it actually sold pretty well.
Yeah, I heard it did really well.
For the Wii U.
Yeah,
right?
for the Wii U.
Yeah, and it's also because people are hungry for something to play on their Wii U. Nintendo's interesting because we're saying these things sell, but Nintendo doesn't put out necessarily the same product every year. Basically, they start with a design idea, and then they're like, now what characters can we put this
stick
with?
to it.
You know what I mean? Like Yoshi's Woolly World, like that could have been new IP. But they're like, we'll put Yoshi in it.
It's cool, though.
It'll sell better if we put Yoshi in it. You know what I mean?
It's cool, though.
It is cool. I like it.
Yeah. But all that being said, how do you feel about remakes and stuff? Because honestly, I'm really excited for a lot of what's coming out.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't seen Jurassic World yet. I heard it was okay.
I really liked it. I had a good time with it. It was a lot of fun. But the thing about it is, everyone was talking about how bad the story was.
Yeah.
They were like, great effects, bad story. I disagree. I mean, not a story that's anything to celebrate.
Yeah.
But it's, it's a summer blockbuster story, It's pretty standard.
I mean,
beat for beat.
the Jurassic Park movies are just they're amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of? I mean, there's not like that big of a story. They're not that deep. I mean, you go to a little park and the dinosaurs get loose and it's not operating the way they thought.
Right.
Uh-oh, it's bad news.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's not like there's that deep of a story to begin with.
But I mean, yeah, like I don't go to summer blockbusters for story. You know what I mean? It was a lot of fun, seeing dinosaurs.
It's a popcorn flick.
Yeah, it is a popcorn flick. Seeing dinosaurs tear people apart.
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
fun. I want to say the first Jurassic Park, the very first one, is, I kind of think, story-wise significant to me because it's so different from every other beat for beat, the good guys win.
Oh, yeah.
In Jurassic Park, not 2 or 3. 2 and 3 are fun, but, in Jurassic Park, they don't win.
Yeah.
They just get away.
Yeah, I know.
And
It's
so
terrifying.
awesome,
It's
you know what I mean?
terrifying.
They didn't win. They
Yeah.
just got away, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
So
It ends like a war movie. Like I've seen war movies that end the same as Jurassic Park. They get airlifted out, and there's a panning shot of all that's left down there just running around, still fighting and stuff.
I love that, man. I think it's such a unique ending. But yeah, I mean, Jurassic World, I don't even think the story is as bad as people are acting like it is.
Yeah, something like that is easy to just jump on and be like, oh, I heard somebody say that, so I'm going to agree with them because I saw it.
I disagree. I mean, it's not a special story, but it's not an abysmal story.
Right.
It's a fun story to explain why these dinosaurs are eating people.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it.
That's cool. I intend to watch it soon.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, would I like to see more new IP, movies, video games, whatever? Yes, I would. But at the same time, new IP comes out all the time that I'm not interested in.
Yeah, that's
true. And then they put it
that's
out
fair.
as Jurassic World, and I'm I'm seeing it,
That's the other thing, too. Yeah, they re-release these titles that have so much appeal to them that it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Even if it's not. You just have that expectation. You're like, I don't know that I want to spend the money to see something that I have no idea what it is.
Exactly.
But if I know the name, there's a new James Bond coming out too.
Yeah.
The James Bond movies are great.
James Bond movies are
I always
and
want
there's
more
30
of
of
those.
them.
Yeah.
So
Keep giving them to me.
2 things for me. I'm a big believer in speak with your wallet. You know, people give crap to sequels and remakes. If you don't like a sequel or remake, don't go see it.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna send them a message if you give them money.
Yeah.
That happened to me with The Hobbit, right? The Hobbit was 3 parts, and it's the shortest of J.R.R. Tolkien's novels, right? And everyone complained about it, and everyone saw all 3.
Yeah, exactly. In theaters.
I saw 1, and then I stopped because I spoke with my wallet, right? So speak with your wallet. If you don't like something, don't pay to see it. Number 2, I'm a big believer in try before you buy.
Oh yeah.
So when it comes to new IP, I will torrent it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I like it, then I will pay that creator.
Oh yeah.
If I like it and I like the creator, because I've had situations where I'm like, the creator's a dick. I'm not gonna pay him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, they always say like piracy is not a victimless crime. Well, making people pay for a crappy product isn't either.
Exactly.
It's like you're taking my money.
But I mean, I do it with indie games all the time. I'll download an indie game, play an hour or 2, and be like, this is amazing. Look at the creator on Twitter. It's like, creator's a great guy.
Yeah.
I have no problem giving him $15.
Yeah.
But with Fez, have you heard of Fez?
Yeah.
Fez is a fantastic game. I torrented it, loved it for a couple hours, looked at Phil Fish on Twitter. Phil Fish is the worst person ever. Yeah. And so I was like, well, I'm playing my torrented copy, and I will not give a dime to Phil Fish.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Speak with your wallet.
Yeah, it's fair.
The guy doesn't deserve my money.
Exactly.
Because basically the problem I have with him is he made a game, which is a great game.
Mm-hmm.
He made a game, and then once it sold well, he basically like made all these statements and said like, I don't need my fans.
Seriously?
He's like none of my fans understand what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And they don't deserve this game. And it's like, well, your game's not that good, first of all, and you wouldn't be here. Like, you wouldn't be able to make games if it wasn't for the people that paid you. You know? So it's like, yeah, he like basically like said all these things about how his fans were like just nerds that can never like understand what he was trying to do and stuff. So I was like,
dumb.
You don't deserve my money,
Yeah.
and you will never get it. And it was like, I'm a big fan of the PlayStation Flash sales where they sell games for like $1 or $2.
Oh yeah.
And like Fez was on sale for like $1 one week, and I was like, I can't give Phil Fish money. I just can't. If it's free with PlayStation Plus, I'll pick it up, but I can't give him money. I just can't do it. So, speak with your wallet. try before you buy. Those are
Yeah.
my two things.
It's good philosophy.
Yeah, thank you. As far as sequels and remakes, I like them when they're done well.
Yeah.
But when they're not done well, you don't deserve
I just think we need more of a mix.
Yeah,
Like
mean-
last year was good for movies. We had a lot of new stuff, like Birdman and Boyhood and whatever else came out.
yeah.
It was new. There wasn't a ton of remakes. This
That's
year, it just
true.
seems like that's all we have.
I mean, my thing is, I love anything when it's done well, but so many times a sequel or a remake is a cash grab. You know
yeah.
what I mean, like
Nobody really takes risks. It seems like.
exactly, and it's like I have no problem seeing Jurassic World when it's a lot of fun with dinosaurs and stuff, but there's like the RoboCop remake, and it's
Yeah.
like it wasn't done well. They didn't need to do it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? They just did it because they knew RoboCop sells tickets.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents. Let's get into my topic.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah. I'm
All
excited.
right. My topic is guilty pleasures.
All right.
Okay. What are things that you like that are critically kind of looked down upon? Critically kind of people say that's not a good product. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Are there anything like that for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna take me a while to sort of think.
Yeah. I can
Right
go.
off the bat,
Okay, go ahead.
though, I would say overeating is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Well, there you go. Yeah, like definitely like eating a lot.
I
you know?
mean, like, I'm not gonna say like I don't know. I do like eating
Yeah.
and like crap food sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like eating good food.
We always hear like, oh, it's a cheeseburger with 2 grilled cheese as buns, and it's
Sounds
like
amazing.
Yeah, and people are like, no,
Yeah.
you can't have that. And I'm like, I think.
Yeah,
it's
I
good.
mean, like if it has GMOs, give it to me. If it has gluten, give it to me. I'll eat it. I
Yeah.
don't care.
You're not a gluten-free guy.
So what? No
No.
way. Yeah, so there's one thing. I
Okay.
mean, I like eating what people hate.
Yeah.
If it tastes good, I eat it,
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's
I don't
fair.
care what it's going to do.
For me, I want to say right off the bat, movie 43. Remember movie 43?
Do people hate that?
Dude, it's considered like one of the worst movies ever.
I like it a lot.
And like, yeah, I honestly loved it and thought it was so funny. And then I went online and like tried to look at like other people talking about it on message boards and stuff. People hate that movie with
Really?
a passion.
Dang.
And it's like it's just like funny, like weird sketch comedy.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was hilarious.
yeah, but and it's one of these things. People are like, "Oh, there's no story." It's like, yeah, but it's sketch comedy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it was a in theater movie, but the sketches to me are really funny.
Yeah.
So I want to say movie 43.
A lot of times I tend to go with like the common like thought about stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I try
Oh, me
not
too.
to, but like when you hear opinions about stuff and like if you honestly like it, stick to your guns. 'Cause,
Oh, for
like,
sure,
I
yeah.
liked that movie. I
Don't
thought
just
it was
be like,
funny.
"Oh, movie 43 sucks."
Yeah.
It's like if you enjoyed it,
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.
I'm sure there's other stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other like shows or movies.
Yeah, I mean, we're both big Tim and Eric fans.
Yeah.
And Tim and Eric are very obscure, absurdist humor.
Yeah.
Very anti-humor. A lot of satire. A lot of the general public does not like Tim and Eric.
Yeah.
So I would say, in a way, Tim and Eric count. And Tim and Eric as a whole, absolutely Productions, Eric Andre.
Yeah.
And check it out. Adult Swim's humor as a whole, I would say, is a little bit of a guilty pleasure.
I'm trying to think of stuff that I like would feel guilty about having pleasure with.
Yeah,
though,
see, that's
too.
the thing. Guilty pleasure is kind of a crappy term because it's like I don't feel guilt about liking these.
Yeah.
It's just things that like are critically no one likes and you enjoy.
I know there's like music and stuff that like I have like on my iPod, but I don't want people to know about it. So like
Right.
I'll make playlists. Like I like country music.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate on country music.
I'm not a big country music
I don't tell
guy.
people that. I don't go around saying, "Oh yeah, I listen to country music," because
Yeah.
nobody. I mean, there are people that in the area that like it,
I mean, to me, around where
but
we
a lot
live,
of a lot of
country
people
fans.
hate it though,
But
and
yeah.
I'm just like, it's not. It doesn't bother me.
To me, I'm not a big fan of modern
Yeah, I don't-
popish country
I don't like
music.
the stuff that's like where they blend pop elements with mainly country like
Yeah.
sounds or something. It just is weird.
Yeah. Not a big fan of that, but I do like traditional, like
Yeah.
Willie Nelson
Yeah.
and like Johnny Cash. Love stuff
Mhm.
like that. So good. I want to say the Deadpool game that came
Yeah.
out a few years ago. A lot of critical hate on that game. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a
Mhm.
lot of fun. you know, it's just a fun. I think it's the best non-comic book representation of Deadpool, and there is a Deadpool movie coming out, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But I think it's the best media representation of Deadpool that's not a comic book, and I think the game was fun. I enjoyed the game. So Nolan North voiced Deadpool, so that's cool.
I just had another one.
Oh, sorry,
Forgot it.
ruined your thought process.
I don't know. Are there things like the other way around where like everybody loves them but you absolutely hate?
Oh, definitely for sure.
What would you call that? Like guilty
Hatred. Guilty I don't know. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. The other way around. Granted, I've never seen it, but the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
What happened Hunger Games wise for me was, like, before the movies even came out, the books were really popular, and pretty much everyone I didn't like at school, and not just at school, but like in my life, was like, "Oh, Hunger Games! I love the Hunger Games. You have to read the Hunger Games," and just in my face constantly about it. And so I was like, before the movies even came out, I was like, "This is a franchise I will never associate with."
Yeah.
So I mean, I do hate on it, but at the same time, I haven't seen it, so I don't want to be like, "Hunger Games sucks." But
Yeah. I
know what
watched
I mean?
the movies. They're like an okay one watch type thing.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm gonna rave about like everybody else does. It's very blatant ripoff of Battle Royale, which I highly recommend.
You keep telling me to watch that. I need to watch it.
It's really awesome, and I want to watch it again. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
in
you want
case
to
you
watch it
wanna-
again? Let's watch it. Together.
we should. I think we should.
All right. We're gonna watch it.
We're gonna watch it.
Not right now, but we're gonna watch it together.
I guess.
Special.
Oh, I guess that's another thing. Well, I think anime for me kind of sometimes is a guilty pleasure.
You know, even though I kind of feel self-conscious about it sometimes, and like I love comic books and love video games, because of like the Marvel movies and stuff, nerd culture has gotten to a point where it's kind of accepted.
Yeah.
But anime is not really there yet.
Yeah.
Anime is still kind of viewed as, there are a lot of things like that, like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
yeah.
like anime, like those are still seen as like only stuff that like nerds do, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, a lot of people are into
Yeah.
it. Like, so you know, like MOBAs. You know, like
Yeah.
people play MOBAs.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, I think a lot of like just obscure humor and obscure like Japanese type stuff
Mhm.
is still
Mm-hmm.
kind of you could say a guilty pleasure, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Are there any foods that you would say are a quote unquote guilty pleasure?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, like fast food.
Yeah.
I like fast food
Well,
a lot.
fast food, yeah. Fast food definitely gets a lot of, I think, unwarranted hate. Because, like, people are like, oh, it's not fine cuisine. And it's like,
Yeah.
I never pretended it was.
Yeah.
But it's delicious, you know? I enjoy it.
I know. I've had times where like I was around like healthy people just like gorging in a bag of chips, and they'll
Yeah.
give me like bad looks. I'm like, what? Just like-
Yeah. It's so obnoxious when people, like, judge someone else based on, like, what they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on. I mean, unless you're doing something like pedophilia or something.
yeah.
You don't need to be judged for eating Doritos.
Now there are like foods that I like that people would commonly deem to be like disgusting or weird, like octopus or something like that.
Oh,
but
I
that
love,
I don't
like-
feel guilty about it. You know what I mean? It's just
Well,
like
yeah.
I feel like I have something up over them
Yeah,
when I eat stuff like that.
Seafood is definitely, I love seafood.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have a palate for
I
seafood.
just like trying new things, and I don't know. There's stuff that like I like, people think are weird, I guess,
Yeah.
or like wouldn't eat, but not like, ew, that's disgusting. It's just like I'm too afraid to try that,
Right.
so I don't feel guilty about it.
So what's something
Can't say
that-
that's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. What's something that you wouldn't eat?
Something that I wouldn't eat.
Like, let's say it's like
Oh, okay,
meat
alright.
or like not just like, you know, glue. But like
Yeah,
something
no,
that
yeah.
is edible but you wouldn't eat.
There's something that I've it's really disgusting, and I don't know if I wouldn't eat it or if I would maybe try it once. But there's a thing where in Asian countries,
Mm.
I think it's relatively common to eat live octopus.
Oh, I've heard that.
And so, like-
shrimp. I've heard.
Oh,
shrimp,
really?
too. In Japan, people they just take shrimp and eat.
See,
them.
I don't know if I'd eat anything still alive, but especially octopus, because They're just so they're like I've seen videos of people eating them, and they'll like take them on a chopstick, and just like shove it in their mouth and chew on it for like 10 minutes, and it's like sometimes the tentacles will like come out and hit them in the face.
Oh man!
And then like I don't know if I could do that.
Feeling
Yeah.
like move while it goes down your throat and stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard live shrimp is really good. I've
Really?
heard from people that have been to Japan that if you take a shrimp and like eat it, it's really good.
And then there's another dish, like in some cases it's a baby octopus, and they'll like wrap it around chopsticks and just eat it whole.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's another one that's like a more mature octopus, and it's in a bowl, and you pour soy sauce on it. And part of the charm to eating it is when you pour the soy sauce on it, it starts wiggling around in the bowl. I don't know if I'd do that.
I've heard that like in that vein, I've heard like I feel like it's Indonesia or something. Some other country, maybe multiple countries do it, but some other country they eat fertilized eggs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like eggs that we eat aren't fertilized,
Right.
even though they're like a chicken's eggs. They eat the fertilized ones, and they let the fetus develop a little bit.
Oh,
and then
gosh.
cook it.
Oh yeah. It's like a delicacy.
Yeah, it's like a delicacy, and it's one of these things like I would totally love to have, like an egg with like meat in the middle.
Mhm.
That'd be delicious,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But like the problem with a fetus is it's like it's bones and
Yeah.
stuff too. So it's not just meat; it's like crunchy bones and like a heart.
It's called
like
something.
a liver and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really that's gross to me.
Like the baby ducks or something.
Yeah.
It's like a duck
it's
fetus.
like a duck or
yeah.
a chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a specific name, and I think it's like a delicacy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Oh, go ahead.
I wouldn't eat like tarantulas or big spiders. I don't think I would do
some
that.
countries eat like spiders, and it's like
Maybe
heck
if they're
no.
cooked. Maybe if they're cooked.
Are you scared of spiders?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely am. It's one of these things I can totally watch a movie with a spider.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, even be in the presence of a spider. But as far as like touching a spider or having a spider
Yeah.
on me, no.
Freak out.
Forget
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
Yeah. You know, like in fantasy, it's always like, oh, would you fight like a giant dragon? It's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Right. But like giant spider, that's a gun to the head situation.
Yeah,
for
like,
me.
I'll be
There's
like-
no way I'm fighting a giant.
I'll be
spider.
like chilling out at home, and my little sister will be like, "Noah, come help. There's a spider," or she'll call me back there. I'll be like, "What is it?" And then I see a spider. I'm like,
It's like you're on your own.
"Heck no!
Yeah.
I'm out of here, son."
I'm not the man of the house for sure. When it comes to spiders,
Yeah.
on this vein of eating,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think is the not necessarily grossest, maybe grossest, but just oddest thing you've eaten?
It's a good question. Huh. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've certainly combined things that would be weird.
Yeah, I've had like, especially when you're little, you make
Yeah.
like a weird menagerie of like things for a sandwich.
I think one time I had like peanut butter on a cheeseburger once.
Oh, really?
That's kind of weird, maybe.
That sounds good, actually.
I put hummus on sandwiches all the time. I don't know
I love hummus.
I don't know if that's something people do, but I do it, and I want you to try it.
Depends on what type of sandwich. Like, what are you saying? Like meat?
a meat sandwich.
That
yeah.
sounds good.
Hummus, just put it on the bread like a sauce.
That sounds really good,
And
actually.
it's delicious.
I could actually get
Yeah.
behind that.
But
For
back
me,
to, yeah,
weirdest thing I've eaten, ostrich.
ostrich. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't think I've had ostrich. I've had kangaroo, I think,
Really? That's awesome.
but it was in jerky form, so it doesn't really. It's not the same.
I mean, you know, it's dried, but it's still. Yeah, ostrich was delicious, dude.
Really?
And it's one of these things I can't even. People are like, "Oh, what did it taste like?" I can't even describe what it tastes like.
Really?
Because it's like a flavor that I've never had.
That's cool.
I've never had before, and I've never had again. You know what I mean? I've never tasted it, and I looked up to like try it again, and it was one of these things. It was like $50 per
Yeah.
pound, so it's like I'm realistically never gonna have it again.
See, a lot of the like weird like meats that I've eaten
Mm-hmm.
sort of taste like. I mean, it's cliche to say it tastes like chicken, but a lot of them don't taste that different. Like
Right,
alligator,
yeah.
honestly, tastes like spicy chicken.
Yeah.
So
I mean, your dad's a mortician. Maybe you could try a little.
that's true. Maybe I could.
Yeah, get a little taste.
But no, I don't know what else is weird. Like I've had baby octopus. That's like octopus in general. It kind
Yeah.
of is weird. And
Octopus
then
is
I've had like
I was there when you had baby octopus.
It's delicious.
That was nice.
It was
It
very
was
good.
cool. It was like tiny little.
it was the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've had snails. That's kind of weird.
Snails are a little odd.
but it's I
Escargot.
guess it's kind of common.
Yeah. This is one of these things. Like weird is just not common. You know what I mean? Like, for some people, it's not weird to eat a spider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, some countries just do that all the time.
My dad's had fish eye, I believe.
Really?
Which I've thought of trying, but I don't know. I don't know how to get that.
I want to have remember our teacher, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
I want to have him on for this topic because
Oh,
did
yeah.
you hear his story?
About the dog?
Yeah, he's eating dog, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
It's not legal in America. He was in Thailand apparently, and they went to this like. I don't think it's illegal to eat dog, is it?
Not as far as I know. I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
It would be like animal cruelty to hurt a dog. What if it died naturally?
Maybe. Maybe.
I mean, come on.
Maybe.
So yeah, he was in Thailand and like they brought this dog out and they were like all smiling. They went to like this small village. They were like all smiling and he's like, okay, you know? And then like later they served him like a meat and it was like yeah, oh no, I think they killed the dog in front of him.
Yeah, I think they did slaughter it.
Yeah, and then later they were eating a meat, so that's one of these things. That's a sign of respect. Like being able to feed your guests is like definitely a sign of.
I think I would try dog.
I'd try it.
People like most of the time vegetarians freak out because you're eating cute animals. Like pescatarians is the worst thing because they only eat fish. And it's like I don't eat animals because they look cute.
Yeah, it's like I don't care about tuna. It's like because tuna are ugly as crap. It's like well,
I mean, if it tastes good, I'd probably eat it.
That's the thing. I would totally try dog, and I would totally try cat, and I'd totally try horse. And it's one of these things to me. I don't understand how we decided what animals were okay and what aren't. Because pigs are kind of cute, you know.
Yeah.
And like on the scale of like intelligence, I feel like I've said this before, but on the scale of intelligence, pigs are like third.
Yeah.
So it's like pigs are smarter than dogs, and we kill them. And I've heard that like pigs have tear ducts.
Oh really?
And like at the slaughterhouse, they like cry.
Oh gosh.
When they see their friends die and stuff.
Jeez.
So. You know, dogs don't cry. So I don't know why we decided this.
That's odd, man. Well, most weird foods are animals. Can you think of any like weird vegetables you've eaten?
That's a good point. That's a really good question. I don't know.
Seaweed.
Oh,
seaweed's delicious.
I have had seaweed. I think on like sushi.
Well, sushi they almost always wrap in seaweed. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Then I've had seaweed.
But like straight seaweed. Like I think there's different forms of it. Like the stuff they put on sushi is like a wrap type thing. But I think you can eat it like lettuce, and it's good. Yeah, it's really good. I guess that's kind of weird. Have you had purple carrots? No. They make like there's like purple carrots, I think. Which I think the carrot was originally
purple.
brown
carrots?
No, what's that?
Like carrots are roots, so it's just like normal roots.
Yeah,
it's brown carrots.
Brown carrots.
It's like, what are carrots the root of? Because they're roots. But
yeah, I think it's just like there's
like a carrot.
If you pick it, there's just like a little grass type.
It's
thing
like a little grass type thing, but it's like I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Paige Campbell Show, episode 28. Thank you for listening. This was a fun episode.
It was a good one.
Thank you for listening. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Uncle Paige. He's at Noah Aiden42. Aiden with an A, of course.
A-I-D-A-N.
Yeah, A-N, not E-N. Right. Subscribe. Like our channel. Subscribe. Like the video. Subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, that's it.
Share with your friends, because that's how the word gets out. Buy a shirt. Zazzle.com/The Paige Campbell Show. It'll be in the description. Thank you for listening. Should I play a song?
You should.
All right. I'll find a song. But thank you very much for listening. You guys are a great audience.
How many subscribers do you have?
7, I think.
Not bad.
We're moving up.
Not bad.
mean, you know, a couple months ago I had 4. So
yeah.
We're moving up, I guess. See if this is good. Does it? I don't think it's a lyric. Thank you.